Beautiful.
Good to go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Cool Table. My name is Adriel Smiley, aka Champion Scribe. Today we have a very special episode with a friend of the show.
Jeez.
On his way to being a legend. I'm not gonna call you by your govy. I was this close. This close.
I appreciate it.
Make some big noise for King Cruff.
Yes, I. Hey. I like that. They knew the task.
They knew the assignment.
They knew their job.
I love that.
Appreciate.
I spoke to you a few years ago, and I want to kind of run back some of the things that we talked about the first time. Of course, you mentioned your brother, a big inspiration for you.
Yes, big up Sage.
You talked about kind of him being like a role model for you and kind of like how to be. Where do you feel like you are in terms of stacking up to the example that he set?
Of Sage?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing a better job now, you know what I mean, as I come into more of a form of being a man, you know what I mean, following his example. Sage now, you know, he's got a kid now, so even more so, we were just on the phone earlier today talking about we have a property, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna give too much details because that's too personal at XYZ, but young man, we're working together and I'm still following an example. He's still the leader of our pack, you know what I mean?
So there's no little Cruff on the way. You're not gonna be.
There's no little Cruff on the way. Let me be the first to say that, okay? Young man, no rumors. There's no little Cruff.
I feel like when people around you start having kids, it's always like, who's next?
Yeah.
You're next?
Yeah.
Yeah. My first godson, when he had his baby shower, we were doing the game of who's up next.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, not me.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Yeah. I'm just practicing.
Yeah.
I'm not involved. And then last time we talked about you reading. What are you reading these days?
What was the last book I was reading, man? I can't remember the author's name, but I was reading this book called Things Fall Apart.
Okay.
Which talks about like, man, I wish I could explain it. I'm not going to do it justice at all because I haven't gotten far in it. But it's something about Africa. It's something about Africa. You know what I mean? So let me finish the book and then come back to you and give you the book report.
A little review?
Yes, man. I also read 12 Notes by Quincy Jones. That was probably the last book that I read in full and was like, I'm impacted by this. You know?
Do you have some gems for us from 12 Notes? Because that's on my list.
Yeah, no, I think sometimes you have creatives write book and they're kind of like, oh, do, and you don't really connect to it. With Quincy Jones, it was just like wherever you go in the world, try and connect with their culture because you can always learn something new. You know what I mean? He talked about his upbringing. He talked about survival guilt that he goes through. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's I'm not going to spoil it for you. Go on through and read the book. Is it me?
Nah, Quincy Jones is a legend.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's in that group
R.I.P.
where once you get to a certain age, you just say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to get to, is I can be in this game long enough that I get old, and when people talk to me, I'm just spilling all the beans.
Absolutely.
Because Quincy Jones did it, we accepted it.
Yeah.
Like, he was telling everyone's business. He was.
Because he was old, you know what I mean? What are you going to do?
No one canceled him.
Yeah.
It was like, say whatever you want, Quincy.
And it's Quincy Jones. You're not going to cancel him.
No, he's
this guy produced Thriller. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's past canceling.
Come on.
I want to talk to you about Bunch. Bunch is a song that, shout out to the Queen Steph who sent that to me early on. I said, oh, you guys got one with this. And obviously I was right. You know, it's been a big song for you. Talk about the line in the song that really kind of tore Toronto up for a little bit.
Oh, man.
Jamaican men do not cheat. Now, that is probably the most factual thing you've ever said. And obviously I agree with you, but what made you want to put that into the song?
So that line specifically, is something that I've just been saying as a joke, like between my friends.
But it's obviously not a joke. It's the
truth. It's the truth. You know what I mean? We just say it's a joke so we don't really offend anybody in the room. But we know the truth.
Yes.
Yeah,
they would never.
And I felt like it was just good to remind people that you could be like humorous in your music again. You know what I mean? You could be lighthearted in your music. I feel like when I was growing up, dancehall music, and the song's not dancehall. It's very hip hop.
Yes.
But the music I was listening to, it was very like, it was funny, man. Like these guys were telling jokes, and you had artists like Left Side and Esco, or when they're coming out with Dr. Evil and Mini-Me.
Yeah.
You had Trevor Offkey, who actually, funnily enough, made a remix to Bunch.
Really?
Yeah, that was crazy. He hit me up and bro, that's the guy.
Trevor Offkey, that's
DJ Bambino, is it?
Wow.
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to be able to have that thing where it's like someone hears that and they're kind of like, yo, what did this brother just say? And they kind of give them a laugh and they're like, all right, now I'm invested in the song. You know what I mean? Just a disclaimer, if you guys were in Toronto this summer and you saw those Jamaican men do not cheat posters, I don't know if anybody saw those. Yeah, that was me. Okay, so The story is out now.
You're spreading the word.
Yeah, man.
Spreading the good word.
The good word.
Yeah, I like that you're having that kind of like, comedy and like funny part of your music, because that's a lot of who you are as a person.
I appreciate it.
And I think from like doing this as long as I have, when you meet an artist, you find out their personality. Sometimes it's so separate from their music.
Yeah.
Their music might be super serious or super sad, and you meet them and they're like really bubbly or fun.
Yeah.
This feels like you're really mixing the two of like who you actually are and then what the music sounds like.
My proper personality, man.
Yeah,
bro.
Talk about the actual like record coming together sonically, because that is one of the more, I guess, hip hop songs you have. Like Easy feels like it's along that ride. I feel like you've kind of been leaning more in that direction. So what was the kind of the thought with that?
And that's very natural for me, because I grew up, before I even got into the dancehall and the reggae sounds, like hip hop was my first love. So I'm glad I'm making music like that again. How this came about was that I was in Miami with Big Ives. Shout out Big Ives every single time, Ivan Evidente. And he took me to Illmind studio. So I was in the studio with Illmind, legendary producer, produced for Drake, J. Cole. Who has he produced for, you know what I mean? I was in the studio with him and Don Mills, and we were listening to a bunch of beats. That was actually the same day that I took a beat from him and made Jackson Dreamers with Skip, with my cousin Skip Marley. Like I took the beat, literally went to Skip's house like right after, and I was like, yo, this is the beat, and we made that song. But he gave me the pack, and this was in the pack, and for months, Ives was just like, bro, this is it. This is the beat. Like, you gotta do something on this. And I was listening to it for a long time, and I was like, bro, honestly, I think I wrote the song while I was driving to the studio session to record it. You see me? And I was just throwing stuff in there, like the whole 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch, Jamaica Men Do Not Cheat, and the song kind of just formed in itself. So yeah, it's a nice little story.
Big shout out to Ives.
Big shout out to Ives, man.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about a little bit.
And he's doing his thing.
Facts.
Fully.
Facts. I think, no, that's not true. Last time I saw you, before the last time I saw you, was when you put out the EP.
Yes.
What Have I Done?
Yes, man.
It's been a while since then. How do you feel now that the EP's kind of been out? You was kind of lead up to it, but now, it's been out for a little while. How do you feel about that body of work now?
I feel good, man. I was talking to an artist, his name is Black Hero, Jamaican artist who's based in LA. And Black Hero is also one of those artists that when I was in Jamaica, I was looking up to, like him, Runkus, Royal Blue, as they were coming up. And he called me the other day and he was like, bro, when I listened to What Have I Done, like I saw the creativity, I saw the vision, like you pushing the sound. So what have I done? Honestly, in my opinion, I'm going to just say it, What Have I Done is a classic. You know what I mean? I feel like the only reason why it's not regarded as a classic is because not enough people have heard it yet. But I feel like I have a comfort in myself of knowing like this is a great body of work. What I tried to do and execute has been executed, and now it's time to move on to the next thing.
What's your favorite song now? I think at the time you were saying that song about your grandmother was your favorite song. Yeah. Is that still your favorite song?
It's a good question, man. I feel like Jackson Dreamer is kind of like injured forward as my favorite song off of that project.
Okay.
Just based on how it came around and the history between me and Skip. Yeah, man. Sometimes I listen back to that track. Even the other day, 2 weeks ago, I was just in LA, driving through Pasadena. And because I have that line in it where it said Jackson Dreamer was driving through Pasadena. And I was just like, bro, I manifested.
You spoke it.
You spoke it. Yeah, man. We know all this thing working, bro.
But listen, on the cool table we manifest.
Yes.
We're big into that. So let's pay it forward, because I feel like I called it with Bunch. Okay, I called it with She Don't Need. I'm not gonna say I deserve all the credit, but a little bit.
Okay, bit. So I'm going to bring the unreleased pack, and I'm going to make you listen to it so you can tell me which one is the one. You see me?
Now you're cooking.
Man said, now we're understanding.
Yes, I understand it now.
I understand it. Adrian, you watch anime, right? Or no?
No.
Jano, bro. You need to get on.
I'm a casual. I'm a casual.
You get in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, pause.
No.
Why?
We don't have to pause that. We don't have to pause that. But I will start an anime and not finish it. That is like my cardinal sin. Like
I'm bad for that.
I will start every anime on the planet, not finish it. And then I'll go back, watch 3 episodes, and then not watch it for 8 months.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of anime fan I am.
We're more alike than we think, I think. Because I'm the same. Bro, I've watched the first episode of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood like 5 times.
I'm screaming.
Yeah, man. And I need to just finish the whole thing. It's only 50 episodes.
You need to commit.
Yeah.
You need to commit.
It's a problem with me.
Yeah, 100%. But let's actually manifest. Like, what is that next thing that you want to accomplish, you want to see happen? Like, a lot has happened since we, spoke on mic last. Like, what's that next thing that you're like, okay, 2026, I want to see this happen?
Well, I know we talk about 2026 and definitely another project, you know what I mean? And I've actually started ideating that project. started writing down like the vision of it and the story that I want to tell. But 2025 is not done, and we still have this.
Facts.
We have this tour around the corner.
Facts.
The Bantu Knot Butu Tour, and I think for me right now, making sure that that's done up, like that's my final thing for the year. And then we're moving on to all the things that King Cruff need to do next year. You see me?
So what does success for the tour look like? Is there something that like a measure you're looking for? Like what does it look like when you're like, this tour went well?
I don't think it's what I'm looking for. I think it's what I'll feel when I get there. You know what I mean? Like when I walk into Adelaide Hall in Toronto and then we do the show and afterwards and you know, there's always this feeling after the show where you get your 5 minutes and then everybody rush the green room and they're like, yo, like that's when I'm kind of like, okay, it went well.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because it would be a horrible show if that didn't happen.
Yeah. If
like,
nobody comes to the green room.
Like even when it happens and you're like, I just want my time alone.
Yeah.
But if no one came to the green room and you're just sitting there like, that's you know you're done wrong.
I open the door to the green room like, all right, let them in and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah. So we got to be grateful that that's still happening. I've never seen you perform live.
Yeah.
Only at the Scratch Bastard show in Vancouver. You killed it there. I've seen your videos, a lot of energy. But for someone who hasn't seen you perform live, what can they expect from this tour? I
think it's all the same thing that we've talked about here is energy. It's humor. I like it when people come out and laugh at my shows, you know what I mean? It's connection. I like to connect with the people. And I like to spend time afterwards and literally like talk to people and shake them hand, XYZ, talk. It's also catching. You get to properly see what the new school of Jamaican music has to offer. Not reggae music, not dancehall music, Jamaican music. You know what I mean? So I feel like the only way that you can properly experience this is to come out and see it.
What do you mean by just Jamaican music? Like Jamaican artists making all types of music?
I would say that. You know what I mean? And we're still trying to find a word to coin it. I like the term neo-reggae. But
neo-reggae?
Neo-reggae.
I haven't
it's
heard that one.
Bad, don't it?
Neo-reggae?
Yeah, you're invested.
Well, I'm Jamaican. I have to be invested.
Yeah, like whatever you say.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I get where you're coming from because a lot of Jamaicans are not making like traditional like dancehall or reggae on its own.
Yeah.
Like there's like hip hop fusion that's going on, kind of even more like singing from Jamaicans. Like talk about that because I think you're a part of that.
Thank you.
Like, you know, your music isn't just one genre, but talk about that coming out of Jamaica because I think people don't know that Jamaica is having a lot of artists who are fusing 8 different genres into one right now.
Yeah, and it's happening and it's interesting because it's this kind of like, it's a cycle because everybody knows that hip hop came from reggae music and dub music, right? And DJ Kool Herc went to New York and started that up. But now,
speak on it.
You know what I mean? But now what you're seeing, like you say, is that hip hop is influencing reggae now. And you have certain artists like the Black Heroes and the Runkuses and the Royal Blues where they're spitting, man. And I'm not gonna lie, them better than some rappers, bro. They're sick.
They all are.
They're sick.
All are, man.
Bro, I've always said the average Jamaican dancehall artist is leagues ahead. Because think about the average rapper, bro. Think about the average rapper.
You don't gotta tell me.
You know?
You gotta tell me, man.
But I say you have to deal with it.
Because the Jamaican performers, always up here.
Yeah.
I saw Buju Banton last year. How old is Buju? Like 50 at least?
And this guy's jumping.
High knees. Singing and rapping at the same time.
Yeah, man.
If you go and see Timbaland right now, he can't move.
Well,
your thoughts?
Well, Adriel said that, not me. You know what I mean? Timbaland, I know saying up on the AI thing right now, but I'm always open to work.
You still would?
With Timbaland? Yeah, what do you mean?
He's not canceled for you?
Not for me.
Okay.
I mean, and actually, I was going to bring this up. The AI thing, obviously, don't fully agree with it. It scares me. I don't know how you guys feel. Does anybody here like AI? We're all scared of it. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's crazy, but it's happening.
Did you see the video?
The one that
Timbaland and the woman?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
It was it was creepy.
The song isn't bad though.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to say
it.
it.
The song isn't bad. Have you guys heard the song? You've heard it? It's not a bad song, right?
It also has this thing where sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead. Oh, you did. And you know what, bro? I feel like this is something that people are really gonna like. Like, I'm not gonna go home and bump it. If it comes up on my reels, I'm gonna listen to it. And it actually has this cool thing in it where like she'll rap and then there's like this glitch jitter vocal that comes afterwards. And I'm like, that's cool. I get it. I see it. But we're not support this still.
But here's the thing. I think if you didn't know that it was AI,
you
just heard it on the radio in a playlist, this song would be doing well. That's what makes it scary, because if all the AI music was straight garbage, because I don't think it's like ingenious or something unique, you know, but it's like a good version of like a pop R&B song.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, so it being a decent song was very, very scary.
It's deceptive.
Timbaland is canceled to me.
He's canceled fully.
Yeah.
After everything.
No, he's not R. Kelly canceled.
Yeah. He can come back.
Yeah. He's like Kanye West canceled.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's crazy.
I also listen to College Dropout, but I'm not gonna be defending him on the internet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you'll still listen to Graduation.
Yeah, like I'll listen to any Aaliyah record that Timbaland did, like no problems. But will I defend him on the internet? Absolutely not.
Word.
Yeah. So the AI thing is not for me. So it sounds like you're in the middle though. Like you might work with an AI artist.
No, I don't think I'd work with. I think the only capacity where I think AI is cool. I'm sorry, I'm a Reggie, because you said you're a videographer. But I have a Reggie named Nesta, who's a part of this new school of we'll use the word neo reggae.
Okay.
And he filmed something with his black cam, and he used AI for the visuals. And I saw Vic Mensa did something like that too.
Yep. Yeah.
And I was like, it looks dope. It looks dope. I think there's a way that you can finesse it. Wait, hold on, time out.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space, because I'm not going to call his name, but I had a Brechin who came to the AI cover art, and I was like, brother, don't put this out. Do not put this out.
Oh, like for his own work.
Yeah, for his own work. And I was like, I feel like people are starting to be able to look at AI and be like, oh, we know what that is.
Yeah.
Which in translation means you didn't put no money into this. You see me? And I had that conversation with him, so me and him good, you know what I mean? But
if you're an indie artist on a budget, like that's where I'm more
lenient
pro AI, because you might have better work done with no budget than if you tried to pay someone 45 cents.
Yeah.
So AI might save you in that sense. But I think the real thing is when you know it's AI.
Yeah.
That's what I realized is like, if you don't know something is AI, how you're going to interact with it is completely different.
1,000%.
And I think like there are things that we're interacting with our AI, but we don't know they're AI. So I could send you something and be like, this is crazy.
This is sick.
And we both don't know that it's AI. But once we find out, it's kind of a little...
It has a sour taste to it now.
Yeah.
Fully.
It's like being catfished.
Yeah, 1,000%. That's what it is. Yeah, I agree with you.
Digital catfish.
You have never said anything I don't agree with, Adrian.
R.I.P. Catfish. Yeah. One of the greatest shows ever.
Am I covering my mouth? What? Am I talking
the hands on the mic.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
All good. Last time I saw you was at the Junos.
The Junos.
Bittersweet moment. Obviously very, very fun. But, you know, people had their things to say.
Yeah.
We're not going to name names.
Oh, about me?
No, in general.
In general.
We were privy to many conversations that people had being upset about several things.
Okay, cool.
Are you at a point now where you expect to win the next time that you are...
Nah, man. They could do whatever they want. I don't know. I can't predict. Junos.
Yes. So you were saying you have a lot of love for the other Juno nominees.
Yeah, bro. I met all of them, and all of them were sick. That was actually like one of the coolest moments too, because I felt like leading up, because I spent like the 3 days there in Vancouver. But leading up, all in one day at the gala, I met Bob Rhythm. I met Tanya, and then I met my brethren from Mudtown. You know what I mean? The OG.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Sky Star. And it was just like this moment of these guys being just names on a list. I didn't meet Esco. Esco was the only one I didn't meet. But it was just this moment of these guys being names on a list, or these nominees, to all of us becoming brethren by the end of it. You know what I mean?
This is good.
It's great. And I feel like the reggae community, and again, you know, I'm an artist that experiments with so much. So I understand that sometimes people might be like, oh, he's hip hop, oh, he's reggae, and they don't really know. But I still do want to be a part of the reggae community out here. Yeah. And I still believe in it. Like, big up Kirk Diamond. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Big up Kirk Diamond, bro. Who's become a good friend of mine over the last like couple months. And put me on a show in Blue Mountain earlier this year. Shout out to him. And I feel like in that moment of meeting everybody, there's a good chance of a unit coming together.
And the unity is better than
100%.
being divided.
Yeah, man.
Because I think that the dance hall culture in Canada, at least, is divided in this way. Huge dance hall culture here. We just talked about Vibes Cartel before we started recording. That's going to be every show packed.
Yeah.
But in terms of people knowing and listening to Canadian dance hall and reggae artists, it's a very different game.
Yeah.
But if Dexter Daps comes to the city,
sell out.
Everyone is aware. So talk about that, where it's like you're seeing it where the Canadian dancehall artists are not as known, but you guys clearly listen to dancehall on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, bro, this doesn't even have to be limited to dancehall. This could be limited to Canadian artists in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be real. You know what I mean? A lot of us have to look towards the States to get that exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't know where that stems from. I don't want to say anything that get me and Steph in trouble. You know what I mean?
I like that you included Steph in that. It's not just you. That's going to be canceled too.
Yes, don't worry, Steph. You're not in this. I feel like the Canadian music industry has gotten a little too used to looking towards America for the innovation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of like a mentality that stayed here. Like, I think here in Canada, it's a little bit like what works here, and that's that. And we let the States be the ones that send us the D'Angelos, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Or the Leon Thomases, you know what I mean? Like all of these artists that will break the boundaries, we let them do that, you know what I mean? So I feel like the consumer is just used to that now. They're used to it being like, okay, if they're in Canada, then they can only really get here. But when we start hearing America talk about them, that's when we'll pay attention.
I think we have like a leftover mentality from the 90s and early 2000s of Canadian music having a certain connotation.
Yeah.
Because there was a time where Canadian music actually sounded worse. No, like there was actual production equipment that wasn't shipping to Canada.
Really?
So people didn't have the same level of production.
Okay.
When people say a song sounded Canadian, that's what it really meant of like, we just don't have the same production equipment here.
Okay.
It sounds a certain way.
Yeah.
The internet has brought us past that. That's not 100%. The case anymore. But it's like we have that mindset still lingers a little bit. Because I think there's Canadian artists who make music just as good as American artists. But it's like thinking of Canadian, you're like,
yeah,
it's not the same vibe. I've never seen you talk so slow when you started that. I was like, this is like media training Cruff.
Let me think about my words before I speak. You know what I mean? I'm allowed to do that.
No one's gonna cancel today. I promise you.
I don't know, Adrian. I feel like since this conversation started, we've been towing that line.
100%.
Yeah, man, for sure.
100%.
And when it comes to dancehall, you know, shout out the LTL man them because they're freaking killing it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I don't know none of them personally, but I see what them do, man, and I see what Rennie is doing.
Yes.
You know, big up Robbie Niles, big up DJ OTR too.
Yeah.
Come up for shout out OTR every time. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Yo, the man them are killing it. The scene's here.
The culture is here.
Yeah.
So it just needs to kind of grow. So in the past couple of years, you've done a lot of traveling. We'll say, you know, I'm not going to call you Mr. Worldwide. There's already a Mr. Worldwide out there. We don't want him to cancel us either. But who have you met that's either been a fan of you or your music that has surprised you the most?
That's a good question, man. That's a good question. That's a great question. I'm thinking through the names right now. There's one name that I want to say because it was the most recent.
Mm-hmm.
I was just in LA like 2-3 weeks ago, and I met Mr. Crooks. You know Mr. Crooks?
Yes.
Yeah, man say, what say, I'm not do this. You guys know that the Jamaican brother who comes up and it's like someone doing something crazy and he says, on this episode I'm not do this. Y'all seen that?
You guys must have seen that. No? Okay.
We'll show you afterwards.
Okay.
But I met him at Roncos was performing in LA, and I went and I met him and I was like, yo, bro, I'm a fan of your work, XYZ, because he's a DJ too.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, I'm a fan of you. And I was like, word?
Wow.
I was like, you know about Cruff? All right, cool. We're good. Yeah, man.
Talk about those moments, because it's like, I feel like you're having more of those moments like over and over again. So what does it feel like when you meet someone who knows your music, knows who you are? Like, what is that feeling like?
That feeling, it removes me from the process a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with art, and I'm sure other creators go with this, but we're so attached to our art when we put it out there that we can't really step back and fully enjoy it like other people enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
We just have this relationship with it. So sometimes when somebody who's bigger than us or you know, has that portfolio, comes back to us and it's kind of like, yo, this is ill. It's like, oh shit, oh snap, bro. I just you saw that, you see the catch?
Yeah.
Oh snap, bro. I just made this like willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There is another person who comes to mind. Uncle Damien.
Yes.
Uncle Damien told me over text one time, and we were talking about a few different things, and he was like, "Yo, Cruffy, the new EP is dope, man. You see me, bro?
That's big time.
I'm gassed.
That's big time.
Nobody can chat to me